All right, so now we are going to teach you guys how to do some AutoPath. And in order to get to that point, a few things have to be set up from the first tutorial. Let's make sure that our work object is set up. So to make sure that's true, we have to zoom in and make sure that that work object is pointed right on the corner of our object that we brought in, our wildcat in this case. And then go up to your work object and just select WobJ Paint. Make sure WobJ0 is not highlighted. And then also activate your T-Paint tool. So just go down and make sure that T-Paint is activated. You can also look down here in your instruction template to make sure that T-Paint and WobJ Paint is selected. That way, when we go up to our paths and we create a path, or if we create a target, it's going to associate those Rob targets with both the tool and the work object coordinate system. Okay, so we're going to go to paths and targets. If it's not already, go ahead and expand TRob1. You don't necessarily need the tool data, but it'd be nice to see our work object, WobJ Paint, and then also our paths. So I'm going to click on Path and go to AutoPath. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to show the robot what is up. That's what the reference surface is going to do. So I'm going to make sure that my surface selection, so click with your mouse on surface selection, make sure it's highlighted, and then also click on Snap Object. These are your selection tools. And then click in the reference surface box, and then just kind of click on the, oops, I didn't click on surface selection. Now I did. Make sure that the arrow for the z-axis, which is blue, is pointing in the up direction, which shows the robot which direction the tool should be pointing. And then just anywhere on the surface, just click. And then you'll see over here under reference surface, the name of the part that you brought in this case it's cat, that face has been identified. Now we're going to change our selection tool to Snap Edge. This is going to allow us, as we're selecting the edges of our part, to include those as Rob targets and populate them over here in this window. So now I have to decide, what do I want my robot to trace, which edges? So for this demo, maybe I'll just kind of have it trace along the inner edges here or something like that. So I'm going to zoom in, pick where I want it to enter. You can kind of see it starting to select the edge. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click. And then I'm going to just continue to walk my mouse and make sure that the blue Z direction arrow is always up before you click that mouse. And I'm going to start to kind of walk with my clicks around the perimeter of the part. And, using your zoom tool when necessary to zoom in, zoom out, get to a comfortable position is very important. Somebody's knocking on my door. Oop, I clicked somewhere that I didn't want to click. Part of that might have been from the distracting knock. It's okay. Just going to keep going with this. Maybe it'll go away. All right, I'm going to abbreviate this a little bit for the purpose of the video. But again, as many points as you put, the more accurate your path trajectory is going to be. I don't know what that click was. That was a bad one. You can always remove target positions if you make a mistake. Again, I should probably zoom out and abbreviate this a little bit more by spacing out my clicks. But you guys should probably, oops, keep your clicks kind of tight together. Spin it around a little bit. Zoom in, zoom out. And then when you get back to your starting position, or near to it, looks like it closed it for me. Okay. I want it to not start directly on the edge. I want it to kind of begin a little bit away and then end a little bit away from the part. So that's where this approach and depart, it'll automatically create a rob target a little bit away and from the part. So I'm going to add 50 millimeters for both of these two positions. And you'll see what those do once I create. So now I'm going to hit create. And then I'm going to hit close. So let's zoom out and let's take a look and see what happened. I'm going to expand my WobJ paint. Wow, look at all those rob targets. There's a lot of them. And then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to expand my path number 10. So let's just review here. My WobJ paint is going to show me my target positions. These are just points in space. This, my path, are the instructions telling the robot to go to those points in space. Okay? So, if I were to highlight target 10 and say view robot at target, it doesn't go there because there's an error, CDX. It can't reach that position. And you're probably going to run into this problem. If I go to target 50 because there's no error, it goes to it. Look, it can reach that. But if I go to like target 40, it doesn't go there. If I go to 80, it'll go there. If I go to 70, it doesn't. It'll go there. It just looks like it has a problem getting there. Target may not be reachable. But here, it's not reachable. See? So some of them it can get to, some of them it can't, some of them it's going to struggle. So we have a lot of issues with these targets. I'm going to show you how to fix them. So find one that works, like 50 seems like it works. 90 seems like it works. I like 90 because of the orientation or the angle. And I feel like if all the targets had the same angle, that it would work. So I'm going to remember target 90 and I'm going to go up to here and I'm going to find target 90. I'm going to right click on it and I am going to copy the position and orientation relative to the world. Now what I'm going to do, watch this. I'm going to highlight target 10, scroll down to the very last target and press shift so that they're all highlighted. I'm going to right click and I'm going to apply only the orientation. Click. What that just did was it took target 90, which I chose to be my best orientation, and it made all of these orientate that exact same way. Now, let's look. That one, this one, all of these, if you look at how it's orientated or rotated, they're all rotated the same way. These still seem to have, they can reach it, but it looks like it's going to have a little bit of trouble moving in between. So there's a trick to fix that. Right click on path 10, go to auto configuration and say reconfigure all of these move constructions. And look at what it just did. It changed a couple of the axis rotations so that it could reach it. And now we have an AutoPath. Let's test it by right clicking on it and saying move along path. And there we go. It's kind of cool. Let me look at that from the angle. Right click. We're going to click move along path and we're going to watch it. Move along path. And there it goes. So remember, you have a main program. If I want the robot to start at a home position, I'm going to right click. I am going to move my robot. I should actually move the robot to a safe home position. So I think I'm going to close some of these WobJ work targets and right click on TROB1 and jump home. I want that to be my home position. So if I want that to be my home position, I am going to go to my main program and I'm going to set that as active. By setting it as active, now it's bolded. I want this to be my new home position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Teach Target. Now I have a new target. That target is called 450. I'm going to drag 450, drop it into the main, and now I have a move L to target 450. The problem is my first movement shouldn't be a move L. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to edit that instruction, and I'm going to switch it to a move J. And apply. And then my first move in my path 10 should also be a move J. So I'm going to edit by right clicking. I'm going to switch that to a move J. And apply it and close it. Drag path 10 up to the main. Right click on main, move along path. And let's see what happens. Nothing. All right. Click Save. All right, why is that not moving? The main part of this, let's go set active on path 10 and make sure it moves along path 10. We're going to stop for this tutorial right here. We'll worry about the home and everything in the next tutorial. Perfect. Hit save. You are done.